All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. My name is Kevin Puello, also known as Progress with Puello. I'm here with the Hexagon. Welcome to the first ever live stream. I'm very excited to bring this stream to you guys. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of background work, behind the scenes work that we've been doing to make sure that this has been honestly the best quality possible for every single one of you watching at home or on your phones or wherever you guys are watching from. Thank you so much. And really quickly, before we get started, I do want to introduce the Hexagon. I'm not going to give away your name, bro. I don't know if that's information you want to give out, but for the most part, oh wait, I can hear like a double audio.
Oh, really? Is that
There
coming
we
from
go.
me?
That's coming from Twitter. You're good. All right, cool. But now
Oh,
I
okay.
can hear you. But yeah, I'm not gonna say his name because for the most part, bro, I don't know if you want to share your name. But then again, I mean that's up to you guys. If you guys can please give a quick welcome in the chat to the Hexagon. If you guys are watching because you saw him in on tweet that he was live. I mean he's here with us today, man. I want to say a good welcome to you, bro. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for being here, man. I'm super excited to be doing this with you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people will figure out my name eventually. But we could just go by the Hexagon right now. Um, but yeah, man, thanks for the welcome. I don't know if people can see
They
us
can,
live. Maybe
I
we can
believe they
ask
can.
Hexdad.
Yeah, I believe they can see you. Real quick, guys, if you can confirm for us, if you can see us in the chat, if you have some clear quality with the audio and everything, just go ahead and let us know. Give us some feedback. This is the first stream, so we're really testing this. This is the alpha. Well, really, this is a beta test. I've done some alpha testing, but this is the beta test of the stream, and we just want to make sure that we have
Yeah,
everything good for you. The Hexagon is man, broski. So I'm pretty sure they could hear you, brother, which looks great.
awesome.
Awesome, man. So,
Awesome.
well, welcome everybody. We did want to title this PulseX News. We have a lot to go over with every single one of you. Before we do get into it, though, once again, I wanted to say welcome to the Hexagon. And I wanted to talk a little bit about your project, man. I mean, honestly, the only reason why we're even on this is because of the 5555 staker class. Your creativity and saying, hey, I want to do something that's, really based on what this hex community is all about. You got creative with it, and this came out of it, bro. Where did that start, man? Tell me a little bit more about you and that journey with these NFTs, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I initially I took, the domain, the Hexagon, and then I took the 5555 staker class a little bit later. But when I first got into Hex, I noticed that Richard Hart was not big on branding, and he was also not big on NFTs. And I always wanted to do something with the Hexagon, right? Like, I think it's a cool, I think it's a cool domain name, something you can brand. And I actually went and I would ask Richard Hart on his live streams if I could do something with it, if I could like make merch or something, which was my initial idea. And then I started seeing all these NFTs come up, and specifically the Hex community didn't like the NFTs, um, and mostly because of Richard. And it makes sense, right? Like he's the
Yeah, he's
Godfather.
never showed them, so respect to him. But yeah, he doesn't like his NFTs. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So I pretty much wanted to go against the grain and just, make the staker class. And it really just, it really kind of came out of nowhere.
I like it. I
I
think
saw
they came out great,
Gerardo.
bro. Yeah, I think they came out great.
Thank
Honestly, I
you.
I really do think that for as far as for the culture that you guys had already built before I even got into the chat, it was really fun. And then just being a part of it with you guys has become even greater, man. So I want to say thank you for making us such a cool welcome there, and like I said, bro, for really making this project because once again, guys, this is one of those things where people do things without any expectation of return, right? And that's the same thing way we should all look at Hex and the project and the community. People are going out there above and beyond from their own dollar and their own time, doing this to raise awareness for Hex, and they're doing it in different ways, right? And I think the marketing was perfect, right? Doing it in a way where you would bring in a new community of people, but to really not so much buy the NFT and show the NFT, but to make the right investment, and that would be Hex. Which I think is commendable, but it's super respectable. And honestly, I know a lot of Mexicans appreciate it, man, because if we keep doing that, the price is going to keep going up. And I know we all want that. That's for sure, right?
Of course, of course. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean that was the whole kind of thing behind it was onboarding people that were not Hexicans,
Yeah.
because I already had a feeling that Hexicans weren't going to be too into it, or even promoted or anything. So I had no expectations. That's why I only made 55 of them from the start. I didn't
Yeah.
expect such a high demand. And if I would have prepared as if it was your traditional NFT, where all the images are generated, I think we would have sold out for sure in probably the first week or two.
Oh, definitely.
And
And honestly,
yeah,
bro, like I think you're doing better by not. I think the whole way that you're dropping them little by little has been really cool. But we're gonna keep that for another video, man. We're definitely gonna talk more about that, and I know you're gonna be dropping some more content. So if you want to just show your project real quick, bro, where can they find your Discord? What's the link? If you have a special link, what's your Twitter? Go ahead and share with the community.
yeah, yeah. So I would go to 555 class. We're on Instagram. For Twitter, you could just go to my Twitter, which is the Hexicano, or you could just type in the Hexican. You could also find us at the Steak Class over Twitter.
Fire. Awesome, man. Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get straight into it, and let's talk about what we've been wanting to come in here and talk about. Honestly, me and the Hexican always have great dialogue when it comes to talking about current events with Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hex, whatever the climate is. I mean, we always have some good conversations. So we said, hey, man, let's get live. It's Friday night. I know there's a lot of people who aren't doing much. We were here, talking amongst ourselves. We were just catching up and said, hey, let's get on with it. So let's go ahead and shift over here to our two people screen where we can go ahead and share our browser and we can start talking about PulseX. That's how you guys are here. I know you guys are just as excited as we are for what's happening with this project. But first, let's start off with the overall sacrifice amount, bro. Hexagon, what do you think about this number, bro? This is crazy. Like 1 billion. 1 billion total sacrifice, and that's not even including the estimated amounts from the other chains, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, can I be honest? So, I don't think it's that much, man. I feel like it should be more. But at the same time, we already had a sacrifice phase with Pulse Chain.
Yeah.
Um, and because I was on another kind of like a voice chat today on Twitter, and I was hearing, somebody talk about the volume that OpenSea does weekly, and they do $1 billion weekly in fees. Or I think it was either in fees or don't quote me on that, but $1 billion, whether it be on fees or just people transacting through there,
Yeah.
that's insane. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, this sacrifice is kind of small potatoes compared to like the overall market. And that just kind of brings in the whole idea of like, we're ignoring this whole NFT space, and we need to onboard people in the NFT space,
No, I agree,
because
bro.
there's so
There's a
much
lot of
money in
market
there.
share in other places. 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah,
dude. And
yeah.
a
But
lot more
still, I
market
mean, a
share
billion
going into
dollars
new
is a lot.
places as well. You're talking about people going into like a lot of people are buying nodes, people are buying DAOs. I mean, that's money they can all be putting into either, PulseX, Pulse Chain and stuff like that. There's a big market share out there, bro. That Hex is still waiting to capture. And I think that's where the conversation about Hex being pre-viral is always, surrounding. It's
Definitely,
something that we're
100%.
we're we're moving towards like every single day. Like it's funny because I mean I'm day what like 100 and something. I think I got involved in that was like maybe my first stake, and I know we were talking about it. You got in pretty early too. But it's funny how the climate has always felt like, oh, we're not even viral yet. We're not even viral yet. But it's crazy how we've gotten to where we've gotten, and we seriously still aren't even viral yet. Like, you can't explain it. You
Yeah,
have to have passed this. You have to have spent the 600 plus days, or maybe 700, or maybe even now 802 days. Shout out to all the OG Hexicans, a part of the Hex community. That have been a part of this journey. And even the ones who have been a part of it before that, because I mean, this project was announced 2 years ago, and it was audited, and the whole project was kind of made way before PulseX, Pulse Chain came out, and way before even Hex came out itself. So this was a conversation. This was a running conversation for a minute, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, guys. And so in regards to Pulse Chain, once again, $1 billion. I agree with you. I think there could be more in here. People also, of course, sacrifice to the Pulse Chain sacrifice phase, and I think that also just a quick tip for anybody who hasn't sacrificed. Like for example, if you're watching the stream right now, maybe you're thinking of sacrificing, right, or you haven't sacrificed just yet. I would honestly recommend when you do so, make sure that you send a little bit of ETH to, like, whatever remainder you have amount to the Pulse chain sacrifice address. The reason why is because when you receive this PulseX, you want to make sure you have some Pulse chain to be able to transact, or you won't be able to do anything with the PulseX. Even though I personally don't think I'm going to be doing anything with my PulseX or my Pulse chain, I don't want to move it around at all, bro. I want nothing to do with like any type of impermanent loss that's held with, like, early trading. Just FYI, putting that out there, my opinion, not financial advice. But if you are going to do that, you want to have some PLS to be able to transact, and it won't be a lot. $10 can go a long way, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Who knows how much $10 could be, or how far the
Can I
$10
give a
would go.
suggestion?
Of course, bro. You're here, man. We're live. Talk to us.
Yeah, so instead of sacrificing for Pulse Chain to get some Pulse to transact, you can also go to freepulse.io, and these guys, they're pretty much going to be giving out free Pulse.
So, dude, let's
So
talk about this
that's another way.
because, so for those of you who don't know, freepulse.io is a faucet. It's pretty much a marketing ploy. It's not supposed to be what it looks like, right? Once you get on here, it's not an actual betting site, although it functions that way, right? This is a test net for the betting site. It's supposed to just get people involved with Pulse, right? And I think that's the mission behind the project itself. It's not supposed to be like a Roobet or like a stake.com. It's just, you come in here, you get a chance to claim up to $200 in free PLS every single hour. And it introduces you to the actual the actual ecosystem, which I think is interesting, honestly, to say the least, right? Because I personally was looking at it, and I was having a conversation with you, Hexagon, about it, and how people can take this. Well, your perspective was super interesting. What was it that you were telling me when we were talking about it, bro?
I mean, there's a lot of really cool things that they're, like that this model is going to do because it's a freemium model. So I think that, there's always going to be the degenerates that are going to gamble their money
Yeah,
away. But I think it's also because I played around with it for a bit, and it quickly teaches you not to gamble. You know what I mean? So, um, like I was playing around with it. I had like 100,000 pulse tokens, and then next thing I had zero, like in the span of like 3 minutes. And like
yeah,
right there and then I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna use the gambling section of this ever again. I'm just gonna free claim every hour.
yeah.
And keep in mind, I sacrificed a good amount for Pulse Chain, so I already have like a good bag of Pulse Chain, but I still like it's literally free. Like
I'd say I mean,
this
it's
is
controversial,
insane.
bro. It is controversial. We're looking at a gambling site, pretty much, right? Where the odds aren't technically fixed against you. They said something about the winning ratios are higher. You win more than you lose, or something like that. Like they're supposed to have like the house odds are less than what they usually are, I think, on the game. So it's like more likely for you to win. If I think that was a conversation or something I overheard when I was watching them live, or the guys talk about it when I first heard about this. But it's interesting, bro, because it can take it a lot of ways, right? It's people can come in here, they can lose a lot of money. People can come in here and they can learn and actually make money. It can go both ways. I think it really comes down to the responsibility and making the intentions very clear, right? I think Hex has that down packed. When you go to the hex.com website, and the first thing you see is a tab that's a scam, right? And it explains why Hex isn't a scam and what it is. But I think that would be interesting here. I get the idea. I think it looks pretty cool. You feel me? But I really like the whole $200 a day, $200 every single hour. But where's that coming from?
So from my understanding, and this is like talking to the founders, is that they're going to be putting up their bags as the free claims.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked them, well, how long can you guys sustain this? Because I mean, your bags are only so big, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
um, and their answer was that they have enough to sustain this for at least a couple of years. And what I think is that through these gambling games, I think they're using that as a system to keep feeding free pulse. But I'm not too sure what the developments are going to be. Never know. Personally, I'm going to be free claiming every hour and just not gambling. Just
Yeah.
that's my strategy. Like
So
less is
free
more.
claiming is, so here it says, claim up to $200. And this is just a claim, right? That's a free claim. You come in here, you claim it every hour, every single hour. You can just win it, right, or earn it, or really just get it.
Pretty much.
I don't really know
Yeah,
the
pretty
right way
much.
or wrong way of saying it, right? Like it's just you come in here and you just get $200 in excuse me, in PLS.
Yeah, so I mean, I can tell you kind of what my strategy is going to be like. I'm going to make a fresh MetaMask wallet for this. Um, I am going to use referral code as
Yeah.
well because every every person that you refer, you get 50% of whatever claim they get. So for example, if you get $10
Uh huh.
worth of PLS, I'll get $5 worth of PLS just for you using the system. So literally
Mami,
like
estoy I'm on a live stream. I'm on a live stream. I'll talk to you soon. My bad, bro. You were saying?
oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. I got a baby and a wife yelling
You
right
feel
behind
me?
me.
Let me hold on. Give me a second, cause my OG came from work. I can't not say hi to her. Hold on.
No worries, no worries.
How are you? I'm on live. I'm on. Yeah, come meet everybody. Meet, man. Look, this is my OG. OG mama right here.
¿Dónde está que no lo veo?
Say hi, mom.
Hi.
All right, cool.
Hello.
All right, y'all. But yeah, you were saying, bro. Sorry about that. She just got home from work, man. She's gonna get retired soon. Shout out to Hex. That's facts. You were saying,
Nice,
bro?
man. Nice. I think we all want to retire our parents, right?
Yes,
That's your
bro.
mom?
Yeah, it is my OG. That's my OG.
Nice, man. Yeah. No, you definitely got to say hi to the mom.
Of course,
I
bro.
feel it.
And so you were saying, yeah. So the faucet, they can do up to $200. And then your strategy was,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna make a fresh MetaMask and just be free claiming every hour. I'm gonna get the whole family on it, give them my referral code, get the cousins, the aunts, the grandmas. Um, and I think it's a great way to onboard. You just have to teach people. You don't really have much to lose unless you're putting in your own bag to
yeah.
try and gamble. And if you're doing that, I mean, that's your fault. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and saying like, "Hey, play these games and try to 10x." Like, nobody's telling you to do that.
No, I feel you. Well, man, look, let's take some questions. I know we have some people writing here in the chat. Hextag goes, what is happening with yourself, Gerardo, and the OpenSea fork? Any cool stories?
Nice. Yeah. What's up, Hex Dad? Um, yeah, all I know is what everybody else knows. Gerardo and what used to be known as PLS NFT is now Mintra .io, and it looks like they're creating a token as well. Um, Not too sure on the game theory behind the token yet. There is supposed to be a sacrifice phase for that, I think like in 5 days. And it'll be like $1 will be equivalent to 100 sacrifice points, which is a lot lower than like the Pulse Chain or PulseX sacrifice phase. I think they're going to be announcing more stuff later. But yeah, that's really all I know about that. Nothing too interesting. I mean, it is pretty interesting, but and I think it was kind of like a curveball to everybody that Gerardo is involved with the NFT marketplace, which should be very interesting. Very
That's
cool
cool.
stuff.
Wait, so how? So talk to me a little bit about that. So what's happening with that project?
So I don't know if you knew about PLS NFT marketplace. They
PLS NFT
were
market. But well, let's talk about it, guys. We are here. We're talking about what's going on in the community. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's talk about it real quick. So you said, what is it?
so they're now known as Mintra.io. So that's MINTRA.io.
Okay.
They rebranded. Gerardo rebranded them pretty much, and I'm guessing that they're partnered now. And they're going to pretty much be launching Pulse Chain NFT marketplace.
Awesome.
And yeah, you didn't know about that?
I actually had no idea. No, I didn't know about this. This is really cool.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's cool, man. He announced it yesterday over Twitter, and then he went on live. And as you can see, the staker class
That's boss.
is going to be launching on there.
Super
Yeah.
proud of him, man. That's really cool. That's
Yeah, big
awesome.
moves, man. Big moves.
And so you said this is a fork of what project?
So he's calling it a fork of OpenSea,
Uh huh.
mostly just so people understand what they're doing, right?
Yeah,
You can't like it's kind of it's not really like a blockchain, you know what I mean? You're not really forking OpenSea, but
I feel
they're
you.
pretty much creating their own NFT marketplace, that's kind of like OpenSea, but it has a lot of improvements. So I'm guessing those improvements will come through obviously having like a faster blockchain, and then creating their own incentive token, which I'm not sure what it's going to do, but what I'm most excited about is being verified, um, having our collection verified from the start.
Yeah.
I think that's really important for like, NFT artists. So
Yeah, I
I'm
see
really
that they have
excited
a
about that
sacrifice
part.
phase going on in 5 days, which looks pretty interesting. I know when you click on it, you guys can, get more information. Pretty sure, right? Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
all the information on the sacrifice phase. Yeah, it's really cool. That's really, really cool, man. So yeah, so for those of you who are interested, guys, there's something else that's going on in the Pulse community. Check out Mintra.io. Gerardo, and of course the Hexagon, who is dropping. I'm pretty sure you're going to be dropping your Pulse version of 5555 Staker class on there too, right?
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is everybody who currently owns a hexagon, let's say you own five, you're gonna get five on Pulse Chain.
Yeah.
Uh, and they're gonna be different. So it's not gonna be, we're still deciding whether the art's gonna stay the same or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's gonna be different. But one thing is for sure, all of the art will be generated and it will have everything that a traditional NFT has, which is like all the properties, rarity,
Sick.
etc.,
That's
with
cool, man.
some like some hidden gems in there that we'll reveal later.
That's cool, bro. All right, man. And so yeah, that's been intro. We spoke about that. Bro. So I mean, taking it into another conversation. I know that right now we're going through. I think what we are already like 40. I think it was 42 days, right? If I'm not mistaken, 42 days into the PulseX sacrifice. Let me check it out real quick.
Wow, it's been that many
Yeah, like
days.
42 days. I think. Yeah, from. Let's go ahead and look at some charts. I know some people like checking out technical analysis, so let's go ahead and open up Trading View.
Yeah, you're right. December 29th was when it started.
Yeah, man. No, it's already
Pretty
been a
cool.
month. We're already a month into the year, bro, which is absolutely insane. A month and 11 days. Time feels like it's just flying by. Um,
Yeah, the year is just flying by, man. It's insane.
yeah, bro, and it's really cool to really see like everything kind of happening at this pace. You feel me? Like we're seeing everybody like still going strong. Like some things are going up, some things are going down. There's not like a total crash. Everything is kind of like there's bouncing. There's a lot of action in the market right now. I'm not really paying much attention. I don't know if you guys have felt the sentiment, but even the group chats are feeling it. Where there's not many people talking. There's not much to talk about. The excitement of the bull run isn't there, and that's just the reality of the bear market, right? Like that's just kind of how it goes. I don't know. I don't know if like I'm pretty sure you've been in crypto for a couple of years, right? You said you were in it for a while,
I've
or
been
was Hex
I've
your
been in
first one?
cryptos. Uh, so I initially bought a different one, in like 2017. I don't know if it was 2017 or 2018. I bought IOTA.
Yeah. So you got involved with
Trash.
crypto back in 2017.
I did, but I didn't know anything or care to research about it.
I
I
feel you.
bought that. It died pretty much, and then I just pretty much didn't buy anything until uh, I found out about Hex.
Dope.
And so when I found out about Hex too, and I don't know if you want to hear this story, but
Yeah. Go ahead.
um, so when I initially found out about Hex, I only put like $600 in there, and I think I told you this story, but I haven't told everybody else this story.
Yeah.
Um, and and I wish I would have put more. I just didn't research, right? So I just put some money in there, and then I started watching some Richard Hart stuff. First time I ever saw him, first thing I see is, oh, this is a scam, and then back to back scam videos of why Richard Hart is a scammer and why Hex is a scam. And as your like first time,
Investing
getting
since
into crypto, trying
2017.
to
You're like
research.
shitting yourself.
Yeah, and I was like, this kind of sucks. Like, so it might be a scam, it might not be a scam, and I'm kind of at that point where like I don't, I wasn't, and it's my fault. I just didn't do the research. You know what I mean? Like, I
We've
wasn't
come a long
interested
way,
in it.
bro. We've come a very long
Um,
way. Like
Yeah,
if you look at what's happened,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, probably from when you made that decision, more than likely we're talking about like over here, right, or down here, one of the two. It was either here or here,
yeah.
right?
It was really one of the biggest mistakes I would say I ever made was not doing my research. Like in that moment, I still think about it, and I'm like, I wish I could go back and do my research because I would have put everything into it.
Yeah, that's
You know,
what
so I only
everybody
put
says.
$600. I staked it for 1 year, and then I went off to the army
But it's
for
okay
basic
because
training.
everybody says that.
You know, so yeah, no, no, you know,
Yeah, everybody.
everything's great.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm sure now
Um,
at this point with the results you've gotten, bro, I'm sure you're very happy with the investment. But I mean, yeah, bro, like I said, everybody
for
literally,
sure.
it's funny how every single person says that because I mean, bro, if you just in it long enough, like if you're in Hex long enough, you're gonna see some really cool gains. And so if you whoever's watching right now, if you guys have any questions, make sure you're typing them in the chat, guys. We're going live for the next like hour or two. You know, we're just gonna keep it like we're gonna play it by ear, see how the vibe is going, see how many people are engaging with us. We'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. We're gonna definitely be putting up your comments highlighted up here so everybody can see them. So any comments you guys have, go ahead and make sure you guys are typing in the comments section. Let's go ahead and talk about what we were mentioning a couple minutes ago, which was the time between the beginning of the sacrifice phase to now. And I actually have that marked here. Excuse some of the data that maybe you guys don't understand, but I do. It's right here. So we actually started from December 29th, if I'm not mistaken. December 29th was the first day of 2021. And then the reason why I have 42 days is because we actually recovered 42 days after the pulse chain sacrifice phase. And I thought that was very interesting. And I was like, you know what? The market tends to repeat, itself. Oftentimes, history tends to repeat itself. What happens 42 days after this sacrifice phase? So as you guys can see, that theory didn't really play, but we did start to get a little bit of bullish action. I gave the idea 5 days plus minus, of a time frame to be able to figure out, hey, is this thing gonna, actually do something or not? But according to this, we've only gone up about, from our lows. Not only, I mean, we were actually pretty up from our lows over here, 30%, and then from our original lows, which were down here at around 12 cents, we're right at about 68%. So this is the real area I'm focusing on, right? Like when we were talking about this, our dip was a 60% retracement. So I'll show you guys here. Once again, 60%, right? 63%, right back to this demand level. And then over here, same exact idea. I was like, it's probably going to retrace 60%. And that's what I was anticipating. 63% would have been equal lows right back to around, would have been right back to around 12 cents. So that would have been like right around here. That would have been an equal low test if it would have fallen again 63%, but it didn't. It actually held above 1819. And honestly, guys, that has a lot to do with the Pulse Chain Sacrifice wallet, which we have no expectations of, just going ahead and creating a massive buy wall for Hex. I don't know if you guys know about that. We'll talk a little bit about it in a couple minutes, but essentially provided liquidity on the buy side of the Hex V3 Uniswap pool, USDC to Hex
gangster.
Uniswap pool, yeah, and created a beautiful price stability for 2 weeks. I mean, guys, if you talk about this is a daily chart. These are days, right? These are 12 or 14 days of price consolidating, literally moving sideways, ranging between 17 and 19 cents. And this is sick because it shows you, bro, like, it's really all about liquidity, right? If a coin, or if people know economically how price works, you can almost not control it, but you can definitely manipulate it in your favor if you don't want price to go down, right? Like if you're a whale, you can do exactly what the Pulse Chain Sacrifice wallet did. I mean, it was a boss move, maintain price right there. We probably would have seen prices go a little bit lower, but it held above this 15-cent demand level, held above 17 cents, and now hopefully we can hold above 20 cents towards we can make it towards these 23-cent levels, and then of course come back to our highs at around 35 cents. That should be exciting.
Hey,
I know everybody has like 45-cent price predictions, but let's just see. You were saying, man?
I was gonna say, how low do you think we would have gone if we didn't have that buy wall?
How low do you bro, that's a great question. I think 15 cents. I think
We would've
15
gone
cents.
low.
No. I honestly believe 15 cents would have been like that spot because it would have done a perfect head and shoulder. and if it like 16, 15 cents, honestly. Had we dipped lower, I
Okay.
think we would have been able to make it to 7 or 6 cents. But then again, bro, like I said, there was just so much on top of what was already provided, the liquidity that was provided. You also had the liquidity that was provided by the Pulse Chain Sacrifice wallet. So let's actually go and do some research on that, guys. Like I said, this is all PulseX, Pulse Chain Hex news that we're going to be talking about here tonight. If we go up and we look at Richard Hart, right, we look at his page, and then we go to that tweet. So it's a specific tweet that he released when it occurred, and it was kind of like almost like it was never said. There was no. You kind of have to almost do the research and figure out what was happening, because the tweets are here, right? Check it out.
Yeah.
The tweets are here. I don't know if you remember, but it could have been that one. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy.
I think he was almost like saying like fuck you to whoever is trying to dump the price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was.
Let me see if I can find it.
But yeah.
But it would be great to see it because all right, here we go. So it's a series of tweets. So it's a thread really. And so let's start with the first one. So it means there's, okay, so this is the first one. So somehow magically, even though I spoon feed information out, people are still ignorant. If you posted this first chart without the second, you're ignorant. Look at the giant bid wall. Look at it. I don't know where this came from. But yeah. And then from there we go to, it means there's a lot more bids than asked. It means it's easier for price to go up than down. It also means that you should be aware noobs that don't know how to read charts or even which charts to read, even after spoon fed them. And so this was the buy wall that was created, right? At around like 17, 18 cents. He went ahead and added a massive amount of liquidity to the bid side of the USDC to Hex V3 pair, which essentially helped out a lot, right? This is the V2, I think. And then the V3 would be this one, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was something like that, or I forgot how it was, what these two are, but for the most part, this is the V3 liquidity side right here, and this is the one with the big picture where a big wall was placed in order to protect price. And actually, if I'm not tripping out, yeah, I think this is like the big buy wall right there. I think that's the wall. Yeah, I don't know. But that was the conversation. And so if you see it on chain, what happens is they create a big liquidity wall on Uniswap V3, and it kept their price up. I mean, that's what happened throughout those days. If you look at it, the tweet matches with those days. January 27th. If you look at this day right here, January 27th is when they do it. Price does attempt to reject this area right here, right? It looks like we were breaking below. We can't seem to break above. We keep rejecting, and there's a lot of selling pressure. There's people selling the market, and he goes and sets up that liquidity on the 27th. And for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days later, you start to see price finally trade above 19 cents, which I thought was pretty sick. And now we're at 20 cents. So that's just some visualization of the price chart for you. We got some questions coming in here from Space D 007. Yeah, man, right? Super interesting. With the Super Bowl this weekend, what is your thought on Hex price? How about you, man? What do you think, Hexagon? What's your thought on Hex price with the Super Bowl this weekend? You think it'll affect it?
No, I don't think it will.
You don't think it will?
You never know, right? I still think
I think Space D 007. He want to go ahead and he paid for a Hex commercial for everybody, and we don't know about it yet. That might be the case. And what are your thoughts on the Hex price for the Daytona 500 weekend? Well, that one's going to be big. I think that one could be a little bit bigger just because there will be more media attention. I don't think it'll impact price a lot, but I do think it will be a little bit more of a buzz because the Hex community is going to make it happen, right? When the Hex community puts their mind together, bro, it's crazy how much stuff gets done and how big something can become because everybody notices. It's very hard to not see that gradient. It's very hard to not see those three letters. They're just going to be shoved in your face. You're going to see it one way or another. Daytona's 500 is going to be trending, but so will Hex. That's for sure. We're definitely going to see that. What do you think, bro?
Especially if the Hex car ends up winning. Definitely.
Oh my God, yeah. if the hex car ends up winning, bro, that's gonna be insane. That's gonna be
Yeah, that'll be
absolutely
crazy.
insane. That will be crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, bro,
I mean,
like the
Richard Clark's
Daytona
already
500.
cocky.
I'm a F1 guy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Formula One guy. I don't really like NASCAR that much. Um, but NASCAR, I mean, it does have a big audience in the United States specifically. So you never know, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
just imagine how much more cockier Richard's gonna be if we end up winning. Man,
oh
like,
my God, no, it'll be a series of W's. We have the Diamond. We have, I mean, the
oh
PulseX
man, the
sacrifice,
diamond. Oh, I forgot
right?
about that.
We got the Diamond. We got the
Yeah.
sacrifice phase. We would have the NASCAR car. I mean, bro, what else? Fucking tattoo hex on the moon, you know?
Yeah,
What else are we gonna make happen? So that's looking pretty
exactly.
cool. That's looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we also got another question here. Let me see. Uh, let's see. Finally,
Awesome.
with liquid loan, yeah, I believe liquid loan sacrifice soon, where hexagon may contribute. Any thoughts on hex price? Um, See now, I'll go ahead and comment on this one. I've done a interview with the guys from Liquid Loans, with Jesse specifically, and another gentleman. His name doesn't come to mind right now, but we did have an interview and we spoke about Liquid Loans when Liquid Loans was first coming around. Now they've been around for a couple more months. They've done a lot more work on the back end, on the website, on the informational part of the whole process of what Liquid Loans is going to be, the whole protocol. And will it affect price? No. But will it affect price long term? I think for PLS it's going to be big. I don't think for Hex so much. I mean, unless if you want to include the people who may provide PulseX, who may take collateralized loans against their PulseX to buy more Hex, right? So if I own PulseX, I use liquid loans to liquidate my Pulse, and then I get more Hex. In that specific case, will it affect Hex price? I mean, I believe so. Probably. You're going to have some whales probably do that. But generally speaking, like just from one day from the sacrifice phase, no. And traditionally, what we're also seeing is during sacrifice phases, prices tend to drop significantly. And so we actually don't want that correlation between Hex and Pulse liquid loans, because I think it could affect, if it did have any effect, right? Hex, right? That's what I kind of think. So we'll wait for the day. We'll see what happens on the day. We'll be looking at price. Will it induce a 60% sell-off like Pulse Chain did? I don't know. I doubt it. But let's see, right? Let's definitely see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be some people who do want to participate, and more power to them. So for sure. See, I feel like it will create awareness.
Can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why, your mic went out?
I think yours went out on my end for a second, but I can hear you
Oh,
now.
cool. All right, good. I hope it didn't go out on my end. But yeah, man, I hope that answers your question, bro. Definitely let me know in the chat if it does. You see Hexdad, man. He goes, I feel like it will create awareness. Not sure if it will pump the price. Pulse Chain will pump Hex for sure. I agree with that, my friend. I do think that Pulse Chain will will launch, and that will definitely be a bigger impact on Hex. I mean, this
Yeah.
just, if you talk, I mean, but let's comment on it, right? The just the ability to onboard into Hex, not eHex, right? Not the Hex we know today, but onto the actual Hex, what we've known as pHex. You're gonna be able to onboard with $10, $50, $100. Like once you get on Pulse Chain, dude, you're gonna open up Hex to the world, to countries, to economies that can't afford to pay $100, $50 fee. And it's sad, right? Like it really sucks, but it's the truth. And you know what's crazy? I actually saw something the other day that some of the biggest Bitcoin holders, or like the biggest cryptocurrency holders, are in countries like Africa, right? And I'm sure that they leverage cryptocurrency and they have access to onboard. But once they're there, where does that money go? Like, where can they get the biggest bang for their buck? They still got to pay the same fees we all have to pay. But I can imagine in third world countries like Africa, for example, who are technologically advancing and using cryptocurrency, what that can do for them. For them, South America, Europe, even. Clearly, Hex has made a big movement in Europe. Shout out to Crypto Sparbook. It's been a major movement in Australia. Shout out to the Hexicans down under, right? And yeah, man. I mean, I think it's really interesting stuff. Yeah, I think your mic is going out, bro. I don't know if it's just me or what.
No, no, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, cool, cool,
Um,
cool. Yeah, I
yeah, I
was like,
think I
what?
lose you for a second there, and then I was like,
It's
oh,
probably, I
what's
don't know if
going on?
it's my internet connection or yours, but
It's probably mine, man. Remember I told you what my internet speed is? It's like embarrassing. I don't
yeah,
even want to say it.
it's all good. No worries, bro.
Yeah,
But
I'll
yeah,
improve
family.
that on the next one.
So like how we were talking, and so yeah, I really do think that's gonna be some positive stuff for Hex.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for Pulse Chain, specifically for onboarding. Um, it's just gonna be so much smoother, like so many family members, friends that have been wanting to get into Hex and like, they're sold on everything. And then when it comes down to like, okay, I want to put $100, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if like that's gonna cover the gas fee. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it's like it's such a big turnoff to like convince somebody that, this is better than Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
then once they're convinced, you hit them with the gas fees, like the gas fees just slap them in the face and they're just like super turned off by it. And like I'm just excited to not have to go through that anymore. And like now I could be like, hey, I got you on your first stake,
Mm-hmm.
like
Something
so
you need to consider is one thing is getting into Hex, another thing is getting out, right? Like I can imagine if it wasn't for Pulse
yeah.
Chain, those fees for getting out in like 10 years, 15 years, because that calculation that the smart contract has to do, bro, is gonna eat up ETH. I don't know what Ethereum is gonna do. Ethereum 4.0 at that point, right?
Yeah,
What it's gonna do to figure that out, but oh man, like that's gonna be
that's
insane.
gonna be rough.
Those fees, yeah, those fees got heavy. And I remember, I think my fee for a 1 year stake, 300, I think it was like 300 days, bro, $180. If you just multiply
Yep.
it by 10, I mean, you're
I
talking
paid
a
like
thousand eight hundred
300, dude.
dollars just for an unstake on Ethereum.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's wild. That's absolutely wild. That's crazy.
It's not
So
it's not designed for your
thank,
average person.
yeah, no, I mean, it was though. The thing is, bro, most your $600 stake cost you not even a couple pennies, bro, if that. You know what I mean? Like your steak was probably super cheap. You probably don't even remember what it cost. That's how cheap it was. It was never this
Yeah.
expensive. It was never this expensive. It was just how Richard explains it, that decision internally from ETH developers to be able to, I forgot what it was that they manipulated, but it pretty much just made our fees higher. So it didn't
Yep.
help us in any way, but it definitely it hurt the growth of the project. That's for sure. And so really
Oh
back
yeah.
to it, the growth of the project, man. Pulse Chain is gonna scale heavy, and it's gonna allow Hex to scale heavy, right? And then it's kind of like the same way. I think it's gonna have the Uniswap effect. Like, well, really, I would like to call it the Hex effect. The Hex effect it had on Uniswap when Hex built Uniswap.
Yep.
Hex can build PulseX, and that's a fact. You feel me? Like it already did it once, and now with the added incentive of this is a project that like is cheaper. It's gonna allow you to it's a project that's gonna make onboarding onto Hex cheaper. It's gonna make it easier. It's gonna have all these benefits, and you're gonna get a copy of what you've already invested in if you've already invested through ETH. I mean, and then on top of that, all the other stuff, like all the other projects we're not even mentioning, bro, it's wild. That's
Yeah, it's insane.
yeah, man.
2022 is a very bullish year for
Yeah,
Hexicans.
very very wild.
Specific-
Um, what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
Hedron? I don't even know what Hedron is, to be honest.
I yeah, I
Do
don't
you
know
know
what
what that
that is
is?
either.
I have no
I've
clue.
heard about it. I've heard good and bad. There's so many things coming out. I have like it's hard to keep up. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, I'll look into it. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
look into it
definitely
real
done
quick and,
investing.
and then share like a quick kind of like run through of what it is. I haven't really heard of it before, but space. If you want to just drop a comment, let us know what it is. Hexdad, these NFTs will onboard loads of degens to Hex, no doubt. I never had an NFT till I started buying Hexicans, but now I'm hooked as AF. Thanks, Mr. Hexican. Yeah, big shout out to you, bro. I had one NFT before I bought a Hexican. It was I think it was it's called like an Al Capone or something, and their project went to
Yeah, I got an NFT story, man.
yeah. I think everybody has an
Um,
NFT story. It's very sad.
yeah,
Everybody has an NFT.
yeah. I bought like some like apes. I spent like over $1,000 on some apes. that were going. They were supposed to go to the moon, and they didn't. And that was a really good lesson for me on
Yeah.
NFTs. I bought like three of them, paid some crazy amount of gas fee, and it looks super legit. Like this is why like NFTs like are they're really like ruining some people's lives, because you know somebody will make a Twitter and it'll look super legit. They'll have like 100,000 followers. It looks like they have good engagement in there, and they just happen to have launched their NFT that day,
Yeah,
right?
aside from the fact
And
that aside from the fact that you're building these NFTs that are literally duplicates of each other, the worst part of this is the fact that like yeah, like you're building these NFTs, but right now, especially like okay, when it first started, when the craze first started, that was one thing, right? But bro, I think we're at a phase right now where it's like you buy an NFT in ETH, it's going down because ETH is going down. Like we're in a bear market. Like if you're thinking you're gonna shill or like flip an NFT right now, you feel me? Like we shill hexagons because they're easy to show and people buy them not caring the price. To be honest, like I'm gonna be honest, like I don't even care how much I paid for mine. Which I forgot how much I even paid for my hexagon. But it's like you feel me? Like but there's a different purpose there. It doesn't really it doesn't match that. The shilling of an NFT comes from like people buying in, minting, whitelist, the whole five, right? Like getting like getting into it super early, flipping it right after it comes out. But like then you have the issue where ETH is also dropping. So you're buying
yeah,
it, right? And then ETH is dropping. So you're actually hindered and your goal would actually be to just like how a coin goes down, wait for the Ethereum floor to hit. Because if you can get the Ethereum floor to hit, right, and then you see the NFTs start to pump, right, or maybe they start to decrease in Ethereum value, or maybe they're selling them for more Ethereum, right? So how can I explain it? Like, so price goes down, which makes NFTs cost more ETH. So if you buy an NFT when ETH is cheaper, the base price of that purchase NFT is going to be higher in ETH. And then when ETH goes up, imagine the base price was at the floor of ETH where you paid for, which let's say, for example, ETH gets to $800, right? Or like $1,000. And you bought the NFT for 5 ETH, right? Or let's say, just to keep it simple, 1 Ethereum, $1,000, right? But then Ethereum gets to 20K. Now your floor price is 20K. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
yeah,
if you actually, so it's like you can be a degen if you fuck with NFTs. You can still be a degen. Like there's nothing wrong with it, and you can definitely do it. But the same way you gotta wait for a floor with, with cryptocurrencies, you gotta do that with NFTs because it's gonna eat you alive if you try to buy one now, right? For whatever amount of ETH, ETH price dips 60%, and then there's people trying to buy your NFT for, essentially more ETH when it's worth less ETH. Does that make sense?
yeah,
So like, for example, you have bought it at like half an ETH, but this guy will buy it at 1 ETH. But guess what? The person who gets the benefit of the base floor being at 1 ETH is a new holder. So the only person gaining is the one who hasn't bought yet. If you bought now and then sold at the bottom, you're a loser. But if you buy at the direct bottom, you're gonna gain. You're gonna make money. So shout out to, or not really shout out, but quick little tip if you're if you're NFT degen, that's something you can kind of consider. Play it smart. Play the market smart. Once you
yeah,
understand price, you can
yeah.
play the
No,
market smart.
my biggest advice to NFT degens is stop being a degen. That
Stop
is
being a
my
degen.
biggest advice.
That too,
Do
or just
not be
stop
a
trading
degen.
NFTs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very true.
definitely.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, that's the whole point, of the staker classes, and it's in the description. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is to show hex. The 5555 staker class was created to infiltrate all NFT degenerates to save themselves from themselves and discover the highest appreciated asset, which is hex.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really like, and when the when ETH was going down and like it was getting crazy and people were sacrificing for PulseX and all this stuff. I wouldn't say it was getting crazy, but people were asking me like, "Hey man, like should I buy some more whitelist tickets from you?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "Don't. You should put your money in PulseX, sacrifice it for PulseX instead." Because at the end of the day, PulseX is going to have a way higher return on investment than this NFT. Like that's just the reality of it. Um, and that was the whole point, is to onboard people in the NFT space that are putting their money into all these scams, like I did. I put my money into some ape project that I spent over $1,000 in, and the next day I found out it was a scam. And I'll never forget that. It's like $1,000 I could have put into something else. It was my hard-earned money,
Yeah.
and that's really like what I want. I I want to promote that through an NFT, which is pretty ironic, is to not buy NFTs, you know? Um, so yeah, it's crazy what all these NFT projects are doing to people.
I just saw it.
They're
Speaking of
What's
NFT,
that?
I just saw Gerardo's tweet. He goes, "I'm forking OpenSea."
Oh,
That's
oh
boss.
yeah.
That's boss. That's funny. Mexican pickup lines. Hey girl, want to come over and get staked? Yo,
What
Hex
was
Twitter is
that?
great. He's like, is right here. Like, Hex pickup lines. Like, hey girl, want to come over here and get staked?
Oh,
That's a good one. Let's see over here. What do we got on Twitter going on? Hey, look at this. This is a cool chart. So this is an Ethereum chart overlaid onto the Hex chart from the post big payday run up.
oh yeah, I saw that
So
today.
after big payday. So this would be the ETH. After the
Yeah,
365 days, this would be a year into Hex and also Ethereum's price chart at the beginning. So yeah, it's interesting, man. It's very interesting.
I can't really see it because, oh, there we go. I can see it now.
You can see it.
Nice. Oh man, that would be nice.
You
That
feel
would be
me?
nice for sure. Yep. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? It's
Uh,
just like,
those extension levels are calling for like a $19.50 ETH. I
yeah,
mean,
it's insane.
that's crazy. Who knows, man? Who knows?
I'd be
That's
okay with $1 hex, like I'll be pretty happy with that.
yeah.
It's like life
No, no, no.
changing for me.
I need $100 hex, bro. I know the potential of this coin. I think we can do something crazy. But here's the thing: I have the patience to wait for it to get there. So I don't really mind waiting on uh for any type of how can I say, like, for any type of like time. I just know that shit's gonna get to 100, 1,000, 10,000. Like how Bitcoin's at, like 64,000 right now. And even if in 10 years
Yeah,
it gets to 6,000, 5,000, 1,000, I'm cool with that.
even 100, man. Even a
Sh-
hundred or ten
I'm
dollars
cool
is
with it.
like,
I'm totally cool with it. And all the interest you're earning along the way. I mean, bro, it's just a great project. It's powerful. By the way, shout out to the Cashflow Amigos community guys. What's crazy? I actually didn't let them know that we were going live.
oh,
Um, well, I posted it on my Twitter, and you also do see my tweets on here. So for those of you who don't know about Cashflow Amigos, guys, this is the Discord chat. You guys can go ahead and see my feed in here. You can see a bunch of different threads from the crypto altcoins that we look at and all the cryptocurrencies we look at. And as well as a community thread where we all talk and we stay in touch. This is the Cashflow Amigos community. Right now, it's really focused around cryptocurrency, but as you guys can see, we have credit coming very soon, and we also have a lot more stuff and a lot more educators coming on board, helping us out with the information and what we give you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy that over the next couple of months and really throughout the rest of the year in 2022. And while we're here too, man, might as well shill the 5555 staker class community. Shout out to the Hexagon. And if you guys want to come in here and honestly get to know the Hexagon community through the NFT space, if you're an NFT degenerate, go ahead and join us on there and share some information. They have hilarious memes. I love the meme chat in the 5555 staker class chat. So yeah, man, if you guys want to go ahead and check it out there, we're gonna put all that in the description, but I'll probably put it at the end of the video because I know I didn't do it before the video. And yeah,
definitely appreciate that.
and so like I was saying, I do put my tweets in here, so yeah, it should show up. It did show up, and yeah, so I mean, some people see it, some people don't. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
also, this
that's
was the
hilarious.
first, and I'm happy with it, bro. It's been such a fun time. It's been an hour. We're an hour into the stream. We have 11 people right now
Oh,
live
really?
with
It's been
us.
an hour? Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have 11 people.
Oh,
How many people does it say we have live? Like 10 people?
nice. Hey, man, that's a good turnout for
I
sure.
think it's phenomenal, bro. I mean, for the first stream ever, it's definitely great. And I know we're gonna get more people to to join us over the next couple of weeks. We have a lot of interesting stuff to share, especially from all perspectives. I'm a very big technical perspective guy, so if you guys like technical analysis, you can always get that through the Discord chat. Follow me on Twitter, Progress W Pueyo, and then I'm also Progress with Pueyo on Instagram. If you want, make sure you join the Discord so you can get those official links. And if you guys want to take it a step further and you guys want to get actually newsletters and you want to receive information about our group and giveaways and all that stuff, you guys can come on to cashflowamigos.com, and here you guys will be able to join our Discord, watch a video on Hex Explained, or you can become a member even. And in here, you guys are going to be able to get free ebooks, blogs, video courses, a lot of different stuff for you guys to be able to enjoy this on a deeper level and experience Cashflow Amigos the best way possible. So make sure you guys join if you guys are interested, and if you want somewhere free to learn, most importantly, it's free. You guys can join through there. So I'm done shilling my project. But yeah,
You got to do it. You got to
always, bro. Always plug, dude. Always plug.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that, but I mean,
You have to remember,
I
bro.
gotta
That's the
work
thing, right? Because once we're live, now this is the time for people to really find out. And also, it's not like we're selling these people like a NordVPN membership. You feel me? Like, we're giving them fire. We're giving them content.
that's hilarious.
We're giving them content. We're giving them good stuff. So it's always great.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Even with like the staker class, I never really shilled it like hardcore, like your typical NFT project does with marketing and stuff.
mm-hmm.
It all just happened so organically, and it was insane. Like, shout out to Alex from Crash Trading. He's really the one that like lit the spark.
That's awesome. Shout out to
Lit
him,
the
dude.
fire. He pretty much made a video, a YouTube video, and he was like, "Yo, I just bought 10 of these hexagons," and he was telling his whole community about it, and next thing you know, they're all gone, and it was insane. Because in the morning, I had told my wife, I posted all 55 of them, and I told her like, "Hey, if one of these sells, and we can like get one person to find out about hex," I was like, then that's a success.
Yeah,
And it was just so crazy. It was the perfect like Christmas Eve, you know?
that's
It
dope.
was the perfect Christmas Eve for sure.
That's awesome. And also, not to
Yeah,
mention, it's Friday night, bro. You feel me? Like, people are out right now. And so, shout out to you guys who are staying in. If we're keeping you guys some company, guess what? You're keeping us company too. We're also indoors. And we're doing what we love, man. We're talking crypto, having a good time, catching a vibe. Make sure you guys are commenting in the comment section. Let's go ahead and read some comments. I know Space is giving us some information about Hedron. So he says, finally, what are your thoughts on Hedron? With Hedron, you can mint free HDRN with your T shares. Interesting. I'm not going to talk about it because I do want to get some information on it first. And I do want to figure it out before we just give it away for people to, before we give it any promo, right? Might as well understand it first, get it a better understanding.
Definitely.
We will look into it. And the next time we get on live, we'll talk about it. I hope to see you there, man. And we'll talk to you a little bit more about it from there, or join the Discord, man. We can talk about it in the Discord chat. That'd be perfect. We got Hexad saying, "Yeah, dude, Alex is a legend." I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he's cool, man. Alex is cool. We should have him on here sometime. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
man. There's gonna be a lot of great people, bro. Hopefully we can have Kareem on here. We already got the 3, 4, the 5-person filter set up so that whenever anybody wants to join and they want to talk some crypto, we're gonna have them on here. Hopefully we can have some cool guests that you guys know and love, that you guys follow as it is, and we can keep giving you guys some good content. So really excited about that. Let's see. Breaking news: sees Russian. Yo, what do you think about this Russian stuff going on, man? With the Ukraine. I'm not a big politics guy, but it's looking a little crazy, man.
I don't know. I don't know what that's about, to be honest. I don't watch the news. I don't watch sports. I don't even watch television
In a
or
gist,
YouTube. But
Russia is attempting to establish themselves on the borders of Ukraine, and they say that they're not going to invade, but this only happened because Ukraine is deciding to join NATO, which is the National Alliance Treaty, I think is what it's called, which is like all the countries that came together in Europe who are a part of it. And Ukraine is a bordering country with Russia, and if Ukraine joins NATO, then they have an easy access point into Russia. So it's not beneficial to Putin. It's a whole thing going on. There's a bunch of tension between the U.S. and them, and it's kind of crazy to think that we're actually going to be involved in something. Hopefully we're not, but it looks like we are involved in something that has nothing to do with us, bro. And once again, fighting a fucking battle that it isn't ours.
World War Three, right?
Something like that. It was
Yeah,
trending
man.
today, bro, which is kind of sad. It was weird. Like it was weird to see it. Like literally World War Three was trending on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it. Which I thought was just
I
so
would
stupid.
definitely. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like personally, like I'm in the military. I'm in the National Guard, so it's like if something like this happens, and like people think that the National Guard is just like in the States, but National Guard actually gets deployed a lot. So
Yeah.
uh, something like this, I definitely would not be too happy about
Yeah,
because
no,
I
man.
like
It
I
it
like staying
disturbs the
home.
peace, right?
But
It disturbs the peace, bro. I think we've been living a series of just great years. I mean, they've been challenging, of course, like the past 30 years, 40 years. They've been tough. I've only been alive for 24 of them, but we've faced our challenges. We are where we are, and I think America is prosperous and it's doing really good. I think the world is doing it. It's in a really good place. There are bad things that we can fix, but it's not to say that great things haven't happened, right? We got to focus on the positive. But this just isn't one of those things, man. And so I don't know. We'll definitely maybe have an episode where we talk about it a little bit more with some
maybe
older
Wells only.
Hexicans. I want to talk about it. Yeah, with Wales
That
only for sure. We can have Wales only on board and talk about it with
that
some
is like
Hexicans who are more a
that
little
would
bit more
definitely trigger
educated
him.
in that. Oh, for sure, bro. I mean, it triggers any American. It triggers anybody around the world, right? Like, why are we putting our energy into this? Why are we putting our energy into
Yeah.
that? So
I
much
mean,
more stuff.
I mean, everything to do with. I was about to say the word, but I don't want to say it. But
Yeah, like the
um,
medicine and everything happening, right? Like, yeah,
yeah, it's like that alone is insane. You
yeah.
know?
And then we're adding this into the mix. It's just not a pretty picture, man. We just want Pulse Chain to come out, man. Everybody buy Pulse. Everybody buy PulseX. Right?
I just
Sacrifice for
want to see my
PulseX.
tokens, man. That's
All
it.
right, I just want to see
Just
my
want to.
tokens in my wallet, man. What's going on, man? Chill. Why you fighting, man?
Hey, one thing I didn't know about PulseX that Gerardo told me is
What?
that you when you stake them, you don't need to you don't need to like stake them in a pair. It's just you're just staking your PulseX tokens and
Yeah,
receiving
so I
this
heard
whole.
about that. Yeah.
So that kind of changes the game, man.
So let's talk
Because
about it.
you and
Look,
I
it's right here.
yeah, you and I were talking about like remember I asked you what's your strategy and you were like I'm not gonna do anything for like the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like yeah, that makes sense, because like you don't you don't know what's gonna happen. But when it comes to like, you're just staking your PulseX like you would Hex, um, and you're getting this whole new token. It's kind of like can't really lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. No, I mean, look, this right here. Let's check it out. So for those of you who don't know, this is a image of the testnet that was released for the liquidity pools. This one specifically is for staking your PLSX. There's one that's an automatic restaking, and then there's one that's a manual restaking function. So you have to manually restake it. But it seems like this one provides more APR or APY, however it wants to say it. But that's interesting, right? Like, if you think about that, because why would it? Why wouldn't the automatic one do it better or more efficiently? But you do have the
Yeah, it's
choice.
probably still too early.
You do have the
Yeah,
choice. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if those figures are true, right? Like, you can't really kind of gauge it. To me, they're just a bunch of numbers. But what would the difference be? It's going to be really interesting. The reason why I say is because it's going to be interesting to see it over the next couple of years develop. Like, what's better for you to manually stake and stake and restake your PLS X and then get that incentive token, or have it auto staked? All in all, it does result in the same thing. You're going to be receiving that incentivized token. So it's pretty much like if you hold PLSX, you're going to have another way to earn extra. What would be the right term? Yield, right?
yeah.
Extra yield.
I'm interested in it because like when you go full time crypto, and I'm new to going full time crypto, so I'm still trying to figure out my routine here. But this is like something that I would be interested in, because it's just passive. Like you
Passive
just
income.
stake.
That's been
Exactly.
my biggest focus, bro. Living on interest.
Yeah.
Someone explained it to me one time when I was really, really early in my entrepreneurial career, and it was kind of funny, bro, because like you think about it, but the way, all right, but here's the thing: the way it was explained to me, it was explained with stocks. And I don't know about you guys in the chat. You guys let me know in the chat if you guys invest in stocks or if you're invested fully into crypto. Like I kind of want to know about you guys and your demographic. Are you guys fully invested in stocks? Do you have cryptocurrencies too? What do you guys got? But these guys were getting living off of the dividends they were earning on their stocks. But stocks don't pay crazy dividends unless you have crazy money, right? So you're making 5K, 10K, 15K a month on your dividends, but you have, 5 million in the bank, right? Or in the brokerage account. So I don't have 5 million. How do I make that happen, right? Crypto happens. And then you start seeing the rise of DeFi. DeFi set the tone for crypto. And then I think Hex set the tone for DeFi because I don't think there's any other coin that does it like Hex. And Hex has provided that for me. So living on interest, right? I used to be a 4-year investor, a 4-year day trader. Let me rephrase that. For 4 years, I was a day trader, right? I would educate. I did network marketing. I was running my business. I was an entrepreneur, but my main focus was trading and day trading. So that was like my main business. And it was just a different time because it's active and there's possibility for loss. It's not that slow concurrent, like slow pushing rise that you ideally want from your investments or from anything you put your energy to. And I'm going to show you guys something right now that I think gives you a perfect picture of what I'm referring to here. It felt too repetitive. It felt like too much frequency, right? There was too much trading going on, and there wasn't just that one thing I can do, set it aside, and have that earn interest. Well, I think one day I see this video by a guy of the name of Alex Hormozy. You ever heard of Alex Hormozy before?
I haven't. No.
You haven't?
No,
Okay,
I haven't.
so let me just send this to the Mac Mini real quick. And let me open it up.
Trading is stressful, man. I don't know how you did that for 4 years.
It does
It's
cause
crazy.
stress. It's ups and downs, right? Like you feel the energy of the ups, you feel the energy of the downs. I put my body through that, and lack of sleep. It's like literally, I mean, I can go on for days about all the things I did. I'm way happier now. I'm really happier just investing, long-term investing. And I can't only say that because I guess you could say like I got in at a good position with Hex. But in general, I would have honestly done this. I gave up 4 years of day trading to only do Hex. And I took a loss when I was profitable, right? Like I stopped doing it even though I was making money just to live a different lifestyle. So like, doing it now, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different vibe, right? Like where I'm coming from, you guys are going to be able to see it. So let me go ahead and open this up real quick. Let me show you guys. So let me see downloads. All right, and this is it. Okay, so this is the image. So let's talk about this real quick. I'm going to close this. And I believe you guys can see that perfectly. Let me make sure it's in frame. Yeah. So it says here, what appears to be speed from the outside is not lots of activity. It is making the right strategic decision and making fewer mistakes. So I was obsessed with like this frequency of day trading, right? Always being on the chart, always being in front of the computer, right? At first it was always because I didn't know there was a right time and a bad time. Then I started being more selective in the time. Then I understood the times, but it was constantly being there, right? Being available. If the market didn't want to move, I had, it sucked. And if I lost that day, whatever, if I made money that day, great, right? I guess that would be the blue arrow. The losses would be the black arrows. But you see, it's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of gains and loss as opposed to, right, moving with a slow growing yield bearing interest, bearing investment that you have over the course of the next 10 to 15 years, 5 years, 3 years, whatever you decide to put that stake out for, or wherever you decide to stake your coin and then keep it there for, that slow gain, right, long term is on a macro perspective, a very fast way of making money because you make less mistakes. If you day trade every single day and there's 100 opportunities for you to make an investment, right, you're going to more than likely lose a big majority or minority of those trades, as opposed to making one sound, smart, well-educated investment, or let's say 3 investments you made in the year, and 2 out of the 3 succeeding, or all 3 succeeding, or 1 out of the 3 succeeding, and then the 1 still outweighing the 2 losses for the other 2 investments. That is more passive. It's slower, but on the macro perspective, because they're long-term investments, it does bring gains faster. And so, once again, what appears to be speed from the outside, it's not lots of activity. It's simply making the right decision. So if you want to go fast, it's about making the right strategic decisions early on, right, and making fewer mistakes. And I think trading, I was just making way too many mistakes, even though I knew it and I understood it and how it worked. It was just constant mistake making that is inevitable because you don't have full control of the market. It just doesn't come from you, right? It's the market is the market. There's bigger parties out there that can liquidate positions and do all this stuff. And that's just the reality. So, yeah, I think this is a really cool picture. For anybody who wants to screenshot it, do so. I think it's really great to remember. And, if right now you're battling that NFT degenerate, mindset, as opposed to just putting your money away into Hex and not thinking about it and putting your energy towards other things like sports, like your relationships, like your business, right? Like your family. Where could that take you on a macro, right?
Yep, 100%. Just stake and chill, man. Just stake and chill.
Staking and chilling, bro. That's the simplest way to see it. And that's honestly how I've made most of the money, because I didn't go and F up the bag, right? I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a show, bro, back in the day where it was like, bro, you effed up the bag, right? And they would make fun of the guy because he effed up the bag. Essentially, he lost money, right? You don't want to F up the bag. You don't want people to make fun of you because you're losing money, bro. You need to preserve capital. And that was one thing that was a focus in trading, preservation of capital, being very selective with your investments. But in trading, that mentality, though, you can say it and try to apply it in that high frequency style of trading, day trading, maybe swing trading, justifiable.
Kind of like,
right? But day trading, you're never going to
kind
be
of
able to
like
make
the
it.
poor man mindset.
Say it again.
Have you heard that before?
There's
The
what?
poor man mindset and the rich man.
Poor man mindset, rich
Can
man.
you hear
Yeah,
me?
of course. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Sorry, it's my Wi-Fi is horrible.
you're good, bro. You're
But yeah,
totally good.
the like the okay, cool. Yeah, the poor man mindset is like, I think what a lot of us grow up with, man. It's just like you get a bag of cash, some sort of money you've never seen before, and the first thing you want to do is go and spend it. And like once you get out of that mindset, it's like it really is life changing,
Yeah.
because like I've had enough, like I've seen enough liquid in my account to the point where like, okay, I can pay off everything. Like I can pay off all my debts, like, but I staked it, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like I was going to use that money for something negative or like a splurge or anything like that. It was to pay off debt, and even then I still staked it, because I know that
Exactly.
like the potential, that this has in the next 3 to 5 years. Like realistically, like that's when I plan to do something with it,
Yeah,
so
I recommend anybody to get really,
just getting out of that poor
really
man
good.
mindset.
I recommend anybody to get really good at understanding percentages and understanding interest, right? Learn the 72 rule, right? Learn things like that, these math equations, these financial equations that they just help you perform better financially, right? I love finance. I think finance is one of the most interesting subjects you could learn. I think it's one of the most beneficial ones you can learn. I think there's a lack of financial literacy in this world, for being 100% honest. And I love Hex because it forces you to learn and understand why money does what it does, why price does what it does. And so
True.
with PulseX, right? Like you're essentially creating that same opportunity because this isn't Uniswap. Uniswap didn't have a staking mechanism. You can only gain through liquidity offered by yourself, right? Offering up both sides. But this is different. This is a stakeable coin, allowing you to earn that anonymous coin we don't know the name of yet, right? And so staking, honestly, is one of the best things you can do because you're not attacking your principal, right? When you talk about Bitcoin, you're selling your principal. You don't want to touch your principal. You want to touch the interest that you gain off the principal. And that's clearly going to be made in a really cool and sustainable way, hopefully. Let's see how it goes, right? I think that's going to be interesting too, because what's going to happen to that coin? I mean, people are going to just want to dump it. What use is that coin going to have, right? Well, like, that's going to be interesting to see what game theory Richard adds to that PLSX incentive token.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Curious too. Just the
We'll
whole
see.
ecosystem.
It's
you
gonna
know,
be
it's
crazy,
gonna.
bro. I wish we had more pictures. I wish we had more stuff to share. But as of right now, I mean, I think we're kind of coming to that point where we've touched up a lot of the things that we've talked about over the past couple weeks, and yeah, I mean, I just want to say thank you. I think the next time we come on live, guys, we're gonna come on with some guests. I definitely want to bring on some people, and we're gonna definitely keep the Hexagon on as well. One of the best people I've had dialogue with in the cryptocurrency space. So I appreciate him sharing the stream with me today, and hopefully many times over. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to join the Discord chat, make sure to join 5555 Staker Class Discord chat so you guys can get more informed on those NFTs. I greatly appreciate you. I know the Hexagon greatly appreciates you. And just to cut off some time and make sure everybody has a great night, we want to say thank you on our behalf, right? I want to say thank you. And I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us on the first stream ever. Make sure you drop a bunch of comments in the comment section right before you go. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Hexagon, go ahead and say your goodbyes, bro.
All right. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. I'm a man of a few words.
Facts. VZL. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take care, bro. Bye.
No, you're good. You can stay.